Namaste children, welcome to today's class. We are discussing the third chapter, Understanding Quadrilaterals, and today we are going to discuss kinds of quadrilaterals and their properties. Kinds of quadrilaterals and their properties. So as we have covered, we studied in class 6 different kinds of quadrilaterals: trapezium, kite, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus and square. These are the different kinds of quadrilaterals and we will discuss their properties now in this class. So the first kind of quadrilateral is a trapezium. What is the first kind of quadrilateral? It is a trapezium. What are the properties of a trapezium? A trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel. In any quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite sides are parallel, such quadrilateral is known as a trapezium. What is a trapezium? A quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel. One pair of opposite sides are parallel. One pair of opposite sides are parallel is called a trapezium. It is called a trapezium. A trapezium. Yes. So what is a trapezium? It is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are equal. One pair of opposite sides are equal. Parallel. One pair of opposite sides are parallel is called a trapezium. Yes, this is a figure of trapezium. So this figure is known as a trapezium. So this arrow marks represents what it is. They are parallel to each other. This ABCD is a quadrilateral in which side AB is parallel, AD is parallel to BC. Side AB is parallel to BC. That is, they are opposite sides and they are parallel to each other. Therefore, it is a trapezium. So this is also one more figure of a trapezium. Yes, this is also one more figure of a trapezium in which these two sides are parallel. This arrow marks represents parallelity. Then what we call the sides AB and DC, these two sides, they are non-parallel sides. They are non-parallel sides. So what about these non-parallel sides? They may be equal or they may not be equal. If they are equal, that is, if the two non-parallel sides are equal, then the trapezium is known as isosceles trapezium. What is isosceles trapezium? A trapezium in which the non-parallel sides are equal in length. Such trapezium is known as an isosceles trapezium. If the two non-parallel sides are equal, if they are equal, then that trapezium is called an isosceles trapezium. Is called an isosceles trapezium. So what is isosceles trapezium? If the two non-parallel sides are equal, then the trapezium is known as isosceles trapezium. For example, AB is equals to DC. If these two sides are equal, AB is equals to DC, then we can call this as a trapezium, which is isosceles trapezium. Isosceles trapezium. Now what about the diagonal? Yes, the diagonal of the trapezium divides it into two triangles. The diagonal of the trapezium will divide it into just two triangles. Now this is about the trapezium. Now we will discuss on what we call the distance between the two parallel lines or parallel sides of the trapezium. It trapezium. We'll discuss in depth about the trapezium in mensuration chapter also. So this is about trapezium. The second type of quadrilateral, it is kite. So kite is also a quadrilateral in which two pairs of consecutive sides or two pairs of successive sides, adjacent sides are equal. Then that quadrilateral is known as a kite. A quadrilateral in which two pairs of consecutive or adjacent, in which two pairs of consecutive or adjacent sides are equal. Adjacent sides are equal, then it is called a kite. If two pairs of adjacent sides are equal, then that quadrilateral is called a kite. Then it is called a kite. Yes. So here is a diagram of kite. Yes, PQRS is a kite. Here we will find two pairs of adjacent sides P, Q, R, S. It is a kite. Here these two are adjacent sides, that is PQ and PS, both are equal. One pair of adjacent sides. The other pair of adjacent sides which are equal, QR and RS. These two sides are equal. So the property of kite is two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Now what about the diagonals? The diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So the two diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So next point, the two diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to each other. And also one diagonal will divide the other diagonal equally. That is one of the diagonal bisects the other diagonal. One of the diagonal bisects the other diagonal. Bisecting means dividing into two equal parts. Bisects the other diagonal. Yes. So this is also one of the property of a kite. So here they are perpendicular to each other. Now the PR is the diagonal. It is dividing QS into two equal parts. Yes, that is OQ is equals to OS, bisecting into two equal parts. So this is about a kite. And now we are going to discuss about the parallelogram in detail. What is a parallelogram? What are the properties of parallelogram? Now the third type of quadrilateral is parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? Yes, a quadrilateral in which two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Whereas in trapezium, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. But in parallelogram, two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. A quadrilateral in which two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Is called a parallelogram. So what is a parallelogram? A quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Here AB is parallel to DC, one pair of opposite sides. Similarly, AD is parallel to BC, two pairs of opposite sides are parallel to each other. This kind of shapes or quadrilateral is known as a parallelogram. So this is also one more parallelogram. Yes, this is also one more parallelogram. P, Q or S, in which PQ, PS is parallel to QR and PQ is parallel to RS. PQ is parallel to RS. So one more kind of parallelogram we also can find like this. Yes, like this we can find. Yes, this is also a parallelogram. This is also a parallelogram. Yes, this is also one parallelogram in which opposite sides are parallel to each other. Now, what are the other properties of the parallelogram? Opposite sides, we know that they are parallel to each other. What is the other properties? What are the other properties of the parallelogram? What about the lengths of the opposite sides? If you measure the length of AB and CD, opposite sides, they are equal in length. Similarly, AD and BC, both are equal in length. So what is the other property? Opposite sides are equal in length. Opposite sides are equal in length. Opposite sides are equal in length. So they are equal in length. Opposite sides are equal in length. That is, AB, length of AB is equals to length of BC or CD, and length of AD is equals to length of BC. Two opposite sides, their lengths are equal. Now, what about the angles? What about the angles? Yes, angle A, angle B, angle C and angle E. Yes, we know. What we call angle A and angle C, they are opposite to each other and we call them as opposite angles. Opposite angles. Angle B and angle D, they are called what? One more pair of opposite angles. What about the measures of those opposite angles? Measure angle A and measure angle C. We find both they have the same measure, equal measure. Similarly, angle B and angle D also have the same measure. That is, opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal in measure. They are equal in measure. That is, angle A is equals to angle B, and angle A is equals to angle C. Opposite angles. Angle B is equals to angle D. Angle B is equals to angle D. That is about opposite angles. What about the adjacent angles? A and B. What we call angle A and angle B in this figure? They are adjacent angles. Angle A and angle B, adjacent angles. Angle B and angle C, adjacent angles. Angle C and angle D, adjacent angles. If you measure angle A and angle B, their sum is 180 degrees. Their sum is 180 degrees. That means adjacent angles are supplementary angles. Adjacent angles are supplementary. That is, angle A plus angle B is 180 degrees. Angle B plus angle C 180 degrees. That is, adjacent angles are supplementary angles. The third property is adjacent angles are supplementary. Angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles are supplementary angles. Means their sum is equals to 180 degrees. That is, angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degrees. Angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degrees. Angle C plus angle D is equals to 180 degrees. Angle A plus angle D is also equals to 180 degrees. So this is about the sides and angles. Now what about the diagonals? also, what about the diagonal AC? The diagonal AC is dividing the parallelogram into two triangles. It is dividing the parallelogram into two triangles. What kind of triangles? What kind of triangles are they? They are congruent triangles. They are congruent triangles. It means they have same size and same shape. So what is the diagonal property? Each diagonal divides it into two congruent triangles. Two congruent triangles. So the diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Now what about the two diagonals, their lengths, that is BD and AC. Measure the length of AC and measure the length of BD. They are not equal. They are not same. That is, the lengths of the two diagonals are not equal. That is unequal. So the lengths of the two diagonals are unequal. The lengths of two diagonals are unequal. It is not same. The lengths of the two diagonals are unequal. That is, the length of AC is not equals to length of BD. Length of AC is not equals to length of BD, the other diagonal. What about the intersection? Here the two diagonals are intersecting at a point called O. They are intersecting. How they are intersecting? If you measure the length of OA and OC, OA and OC, you will find they are equal in length. That means the diagonal BD is bisecting the other diagonal AC. Bisecting means dividing into two equal segments. Bi means two. Bisecting. Sector means parts. Two equal parts. That is, length of OA is equals to length of OC. Similarly, if you measure the length of OD and OB, they are two also equal. They are also equal. It means the diagonal AC is bisecting the other diagonal BD. So what we can conclude from this? The two diagonals are bisecting each other. The two diagonals bisects each other. So here OA is equals to OC and OD is equals to OB. OB is equals to OD. Yes. The last property is the two diagonals bisects each other. The two diagonals bisects each other. Bisects each other. Yes. Bisecting means divided into two equal parts. So the diagonal AC is divided into two equal parts. What are those? OA and OC. That is, OA is equals to OC and OB is equals to OD. That means OA is equals to OC and that is equals to half of the diagonal AC. Each part is half of the diagonal. Similarly, OB is equals to OD, that is equals to half of BD. Now, here is questions. Can be asked so many questions like this. So, first property, opposite sides are equal in length. Questions, if AB is equals to 4 centimeters, AB is 4 centimeters, then how much will be CD? Yes, it is 4 centimeters because the opposite sides are equal. Similarly, if AD is 3 centimeters, then what is the length of BC? BC is how much? Again, that is also 3 centimeters. Because AD and BC both are opposite sides and they are equal in length. So BC is also 3 centimeters. So that is application of the first property. If we know one side, we can find its opposite side. Then about angles. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Yes. If angle A is equals to 60 degrees. If angle A is equal to 60 degrees, how much will be which is opposite to angle A? Yes, exactly it is 60 degrees. It is also 60 degrees. That is opposite angles are equal. If angle B is equals to 120 degrees, if angle B is 120 degrees, then how much will be angle D? Yes, it is 120 degrees because they are opposite angles. They are opposite angles. Opposite angles are equal. That is, if we know one angle, we can find its opposite angle, which is equal. Now, adjacent angles are supplementary angles. So, if angle A is equal to 60 degrees, then how much is angle B? Yes, here I am drawing one more. You see here, this is, yes, it is A, B, C, D. Now, angle A is equal to 60 degrees. How much is angle B? How much is angle B, children? Yes, it is 120 degrees. Why? Because angle A and angle B both are supplementary angles as they are adjacent angles. Their measure is equals to 180 degrees. If one angle is 60 degrees, the other angle will be 180 minus the known angle 60. That is 180 minus 60 is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. And if angle C is given as X and angle D is given as Y. Now what is angle X is how much? Yes, because angle A and angle C both are opposite angles. Angle C is, it is X degrees, which is equal to 60 degrees. Therefore angle C is equal to 60 degrees. That is X is equal to 60 degrees. And similarly B and D both are opposite angles. So Y is equals to what? 120 degrees. It means if we know any one angle in the parallelogram, we can find the remaining three angles by using these two properties related to the angles of the parallelogram. That is, opposite angles are equal, adjacent angles are supplementary. Is it clear, children? How to find the unknown angles of the parallelogram? Yes. Now, about the diagonal. Each diagonal divides it into congruent triangles, two congruent triangles, and the lengths of the two diagonals are not equal, that is unequal. The two diagonals bisect each other. That is OA is equals to OC and OB is equals to OD. Yes, we will see one application on this. Yes, like this it is given. A, B, C, D. Now AC is one diagonal and BC is the other diagonal. BD is the other diagonal. Now you see here a rough diagram I will draw. Yes. If AC is equals to 12 centimeters, if AC is equals to 12 centimeters, then how much is OA? OA is half of AC. OA is half of AC, that is 6 centimeters. How much is OC? It is also half of AC, that is 6 centimeters because OA is equals to OC. If OA is 5 centimeters, how much is OC? Yes, it is again 5 centimeters. Now, how much is AC? It is 2 times of OA. Double the length of OA. That is 2 into 5, 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. Similarly, if OD is equals to 4 centimeters, OD is 4 centimeters, then how much is OB? OD is 4 centimeters. OB is how much? OB is equal to OD, that is 4 centimeters only. Then how much is BD? BD in the sense the total length of the diagonal, which includes OD and OB. That is 2 times of OB or 2 times of OD. 2 into 4 it is 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters. So we use this property to find the length of the diagonal of the parallelogram, or the each part of the diagonal also we can find by using this property in the parallelogram. So based on this we can find the opposite sides or opposite angles, or that is angles we can find, or even the lengths of the diagonals also we can find using these properties. Is it clear, children? Yes, here is an example on the application of properties of parallelogram. Find x and y from the following parallelogram. Lengths are in centimeters. So runs, RUNS, runs is a parallelogram, and the two diagonals RN and SU or US are the two diagonals. So the diagonals lengths we don't know, but they are expressed in the form of some variable. We have to find what is x and what is y. If you find what is x and what is y, even we can find the length of the diagonals also. Yes, how do you find this x and y? Yes, we know the two diagonals bisect each other. Two diagonals bisect each other. Two diagonals bisect each other. It means that, what does it mean? You see, SU, this diagonal SU is equals to what it is? OU is equals to OS. OU is equals to OS, and the other diagonal RO is equals to ON. RON is equals to OR. ON is equals to OR. That is the two equal parts of each diagonal. Now we know ON is equals to OU is equal to how much it is in the question? OU is this length. How much it is? Y plus 7. That is equals to OS. OS is how much? It is 20 centimeters. Similarly, ON, length of ON it is what? XY, x plus y. That is equals to length of OR. This is length of OR. How much it is? 16 centimeters or 16 centimeters. Now we have to find x and y. This is a linear equation in one variable and this linear equations in two variables. So first you solve this linear equation in one variable, then you solve that by substituting the value of y from equation 1 in the equation 2. We will get the x value also. Yes, how do you find y value here? Transpose plus 7 to RHS. Plus 7 to RHS. What it will become? Yes, minus 7. Therefore, y is equals to 20 plus 7 will become minus 7. So now y is equals to 20 minus 7. It is 13 centimeters. Now y is equal to how much? 13 centimeter. Length of y is equals to how much it is? 13 centimeters. Similarly, we wanted to find x also. Now here we know y is equals to 13 centimeters. Substitute y is equal to 13 in the second equation. That is the other equation. You take this as equation 1 and it has equation 2. Substitute y is equals to 13 in equation 2. So then x plus y is equals to 13, that is equals to 16. Now that is converted to linear equation in one variable. Now transpose plus 13 to RHS, we get minus 13. Therefore x is equals to 16 minus 13. That is x is equals to 16 minus 13, 3 centimeters. So they ask you to find x and y. X is 3 centimeters and y is 13 centimeters. Sometimes they may ask you extension to that. They may ask you find the length of the diagonal or find the lengths of the diagonals, two diagonals. They are asking you to find length of the two diagonals. Yes, this we know. The length of this diagonal will be how much it is? Double to this length OR, that is 32 centimeters. Double to the length of OS will give you the length of the SU, that is 2 into 20, it is 40 centimeters. If they ask you to find diagonal, so RN is equals to what? 2 times of OR, that is 2 into 16. 62s are 32 centimeters. Similarly, SU is equals to, that is 2 into OS, that is 2 into 20. 22s are 40 centimeters. Like this, if they ask you find the diagonals also we can find by doubling the length of the equal parts. We will get the lengths of the diagonals. Like this we will apply the properties of parallelogram to find the unknown things. Is it clear, children? Thank you very much.